Today I wanted to take some time to talk about a few bands that you may not have heard of, but whose entire catalogs you absolutely have to own. If you already listen to these bands, then you know how amazing they are, but if you've never heard of them, listen up. The first group you absolutely have to have in your collection is The Fall. They've been creating some of the most unique, avant, and outright indescribable music of all time since the 1970s, going through more than 60 different band members in that time. The one constant in the group is vocalist Mark E. Smith, and he is just as disagreeable as ever today, but you have to know his sound. Simply put, their music is like nothing else in music history, and you can ask anyone who's a big-time fan, and they'll give you a different best album of the group. For me, a solid starting point for The Fall is probably their Perverted by Language record or Live at the Witch Trials, but I suggest you give these albums a few listens each before you judge them, because sometimes it takes a little bit to realize true genius. The second group I want to suggest to you is the Cinematic Orchestra, and while I have mentioned them before, they are so distinctively phenomenal that you must own their entire catalog. In short, combining live instrumentation with electronic instruments, they create soundtracks for movies that don't exist, and the result is that the compositions that the Cinematic Orchestra creates has an imagery and a mood unlike anything else you'll find. Though their purely instrumental works are unquestionably moving, they're also able to feature vocalists ranging from Roots Manuva to Fontella Bass and so many others. And the live performances by this group are rarely anything short of breathtaking. Go ahead and grab their Everyday record and maybe their Live at the Royal Albert Hall recording, put on some headphones, and just give in to the amazing sonic groove. The final performer I'm going to suggest to you covers a wide range of sounds and bands over the years, and if somehow you've never heard the music of Nick Cave, your ears are in for a serious treat. From his early years in The Birthday Party, to the many records that he put out with the Bad Seeds behind him, to the outright rock and roll mastery that is Grinder Man, there's simply no other way of saying it other than Nick Cave is the man. The attitude and posturing he brings to his vocals and lyrics are unlike anybody else in history, and the massive range and sounds that he's explored with these bands over the decades offers something to literally everybody on the musical spectrum. Whether he's making somewhat subtle religious allusions, bringing absurdly hilarious laments on lust, or simply writing about the truths he sees in the world around him, the lyrics that Nick Cave brings are just as diverse and intriguing as all the different styles of music you hear. To begin your exploration into this true music icon, check out The Birthday Party's Prayers on Fire, The Bad Seeds from Her to Eternity, or the self-titled debut from Grinder Man. So there you go, 3 bands that have been around a very long time whose entire catalog is well worth owning. If you've heard these bands before and somehow don't like them, go give them another shot. And if you've never heard these albums before, I guarantee you're in for a treat. So make sure to check them out soon, and then you can, thank me later.